Am I the asshole? Usually the answer to that is yes. Imperatively, yes. But I feel like I'm okay in this one. But and this is a hell of a story, but it happened to me on Friday, and I'm just telling it to make me feel better. So here we go. I am an insurance inspection surveyor. So that means if you get home insurance, your company calls my company sends me out, and then I come photograph your house, sketch your house, whatever is necessary to complete that so that they know what to do in case your house burns down or if it's a renewal that there's. So I cover Southeast Tennessee, Northwest Georgia, but I've been asked to go to the Kentucky border, the north part of Tennessee up there. It pays extra. So I say, yeah, I'll go. So day one, great. Nice people, really down to earth. It's all right. Day two, I have to get up early. 6 o'clock, I leave. Boom, 14-hour day. So I'm 20 stops in, and I pull up at this house, and it's like a 300-foot driveway. It opens up into a circle drive, and at the back of that is the house. So I go to the door. Elderly gentleman comes to it. I announce who I am. He says, I'm not the homeowner, but I'm his dad. And I'm like, hey, Dad, I just need permission to do my job. He says, go for it. So it's about a 15-minute process. So I'm on it. Right as I'm about to get done, I see a Department of Transportation for the state of Tennessee truck pull up at the end of the driveway and stop right there at the circle drive. He's looking at me. I'm like, okay, maybe he's a homeowner, but he never gets out. So I finish up my job and I start walking back to the car. That's when he gets out and starts walking to the house. I'm like, hey, man, I got to leave. If you want to move your truck? He's like, oh, I'll be back in just a second. You didn't want to pull up the other 200 feet or so to the house? And okay, whatever. I feel in my bones that something's about to happen. I feel like the cops are on the way. But I'm kind of panicking. What if this is a kidnapping? I know how they do it in single chromosome towns. I don't know what to do now. I can't go live. I don't have a phone signal. I can text my wife and say, hey, man, something's up. The computer's GPS tracking me, but she don't know to go check that. So a few minutes later, sure enough, there's the police. I'm like, okay, well, at least it's this scenario. And he starts talking shit immediately. Hey, man, we got you on video all over town and houses taking photos. That's my job. Here's my badge. Here's my work orders. Here's all the proof that I need to prove that I'm who I am. Why are you here? And he says, well, I got a phone call from the homeowner. And I'm like, well, the homeowner's not here. The father's here. So about that time, the homeowner shows up with him and his wife, lovely creatures of God. I mean, clearly they're going to be on the right hand of God's throne when it's D-Day. But I'm all kinds of bitches and hoes and thugs and burglars, and I'm trying to prove why I'm there. They're like, we don't even have that insurance company. Turns out later down the road, she says, actually, we do have that insurance company. That is probably our policy number, but it's for a house in Kentucky, not this one. Okay, so there was a little bit of a mix-up. I'm like, I don't know why they sent me here. She goes, well, this is our permanent address. Well, that's when they sent me here then. So anyway, it wasn't clearly a paperwork problem on their end, but all the information other than the address was correct. So, but they're still playing it off like, oh, I just pulled that from some magical website. So about 45 minutes later, I look at the cop. I'm like, who are you on the phone with? Because, well, I'm trying to prove who you are through your employer. I'm like, I haven't even given you the number yet. Who are you calling? Because you got the number? I'm like, of course I got the number. This cop over here is steady talking shit in my ear, and I realize as I'm talking shit back that I haven't gotten quite over my distrust of law enforcement. I can't help it. I'm talking shit. I'm old enough to know that I need to back the badge, but it's really hard to back the people wearing it sometimes. You know what I mean? And especially in scenarios like this. And I told him, I said, man, y'all are really, really good at memorizing all the good harassment laws as he's threatening to take me to jail for 3 days for no reason. But you forgot all the laws where the innocent are protected. The guy who has proof that he's doing here, not the guy who's threatening to sick a dog on me. So anyway, I hear this guy talking on the phone with my boss now because I gave him the number. And he is telling him that he's got me on videotape walking through barns and photographing inside people's bedroom windows. So I look at this cop and I'm like, then why am I not in handcuffs if what he's saying is true? Because it feels like if I was that kind of a deviant, I should be in handcuffs, but I'm not. He goes, you're going to get in trouble and you're going to take something. I'm like, I'll take a bullet over being innocent. I will. He said, well, you might take an ass whooping. I said, no, I'll take a bullet, but that ass whooping's going to be a hell of a lot harder for you guys to pull off than you think it is. Well, somebody's going to stick their dog on you, and then I'll stab that dog right in the face because I have a right to defend myself. I was like, I don't know what you're getting at, but I'm innocent. And y'all were all treating me like a thug. Well, the people on Facebook have got you on videotape all over town taking photographs of houses because that's my job. I said, y'all are sitting here doing all of this because Facebook Karens don't know what I'm doing, and rather than ask me, they jump to conclusions online. Sweet. So he gets off the phone with my boss from after he's done lying. Now I tell him, thanks for lying to my boss like that. He gives me back my shit and he says, you need to leave. well, am I free to go? They're like, yeah, you're free to go. I'm like, you going to arrest the guy for kidnapping me? He didn't kidnap you. He just parked there. That's the same thing. I was entrapped. I couldn't escape. That's kidnapping. Yeah, just get the fuck out of here and don't come back. Well, I'll be back. Why? Because I have 2 more to do up there. I called my boss when I was leaving. I got about 10 miles down the road. I got a signal back, and I called my boss, and he was like, wow. He goes, obviously that guy was lying. I recorded the phone call. Or I think that's what he said. At this point, I can't even think straight, but he told me not to worry about it. And do I go to the police department when I get back and let them know, hey, you want to let the Facebook Karens know that I'm back in the area? I drive a bright red car on purpose. I'm not trying to hide. The day in question, I'm wearing my bright red hoodie. I don't hide. I don't wear black when I'm doing this job because I don't want nobody to even think anything. I have a bright orange roller. Let me know in the comments what y'all feel. I do feel better for getting it off my chest, though. So, all right, then.